The third self-mastery skill is learning to feel. Now, this is where the emotional brain comes in. Now, the first development in the emotional brain came sa mga mammals talaga. Mammals and mammary glands. And the reason why the emotional brain had to develop is because mammals took care of their young for a very long time, like you. How long have you been taking care of your children or your parents? You take care of each other for a lifetime. Now, that is a mammalian trait. Being social beings, relating, nurturing. And so, in the human beings, of course, it has reached to its highest level. The emotional brain is what makes you very successful in life. Sure, okay lang yung IQ. An IQ will get you to your job. If you're an architect or engineer or whatever, it will get you to your job. A basic IQ required. But what will make you succeed is your emotional intelligence. What's that? There are 5 components of emotional intelligence. The first one is ability to understand yourself. Do you know who you are? What you want? What your preferences are? Who you really are? How do you practice that? You know, knowing who you are. How do you get there? By having a constant mindfulness about yourself. In everything that you do, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? So that's mindfulness. Parang you're hovering over yourself. Each and every action you're asking, why am I doing this? Is this really what's important to me? So self-awareness and self-understanding is the first requirement. The second is, after understanding yourself, can you manage yourself? Some people understand themselves, but they don't know how to manage themselves. They have a very basic psychological disorder. What do you mean by psychological? Hindi nila makontrol yung sarili, so they become addicts, all of that. So that's harder to cure than psychosis, by the way. Yung weakness of character, that's harder to control. Psychological disorder. Weakness of character, weakness of the spirit. So, understanding yourself is one thing. Managing yourself is another thing. The third and most important part of emotional intelligence is self-motivation. Are you self-driven? Do you take the initiative? Or do you need to be pushed? Do you need to be pushed? They found out that the most successful in the world, people in the world, are self-driven, self-motivated, self-propelling. And what propels people to move is the emotional brain. Kasi yung thinking brain natin only tells you what to think, what logic to use, what answers to conclude with. But it doesn't propel you to move. For example, there's a guy who had a tumor in the limbic brain, that's the emotional brain. Tinanggal nila yung limbic brain. Kaya lang, he lost his job, he lost his wife, he lost his home. Why? Because he couldn't make choices. Should I go to work today or go to the mall? Both of them had equal value or no value. If things lack emotional value, kasi the values come from the emotion. That's what you really believe in. You can't make choices. Kasi para-pareho lang sila eh. So what drives you to make choices? Your values. What drove you to choose your husband or your wife? What drove you to choose this or that career? No, it's not. Pag sinabi mong, no, I made a mathematical equation, pros and cons. And that's not, I don't think that's the way you have made the most important decisions in your life. The most important decisions in your life, you use your emotional brain. I like it, or I don't like it. That's value, by the way. I like or I do not like. Kaya when I consult for companies, usually I just have 2 questions. And I get everything and all the stories. I ask 2 questions. What do you like about the company and what don't you like about the company? And you get the people talking for 2 hours. And ang lakas ng hugot of what they like and what they do not like. Ang lakas talaga ng hugot. And you can't stop them from talking. Now, saan hinuhugot yan? Kasi doon sa emotional brain natin, meron dong amygdala. And almond, they call the amygdala is called almond shape. Amygdala is almond in Greek. It contains all of your visual, emotional memory. Kaya pag na-trigger yon, then it propels you into action. The fourth aspect of emotional intelligence is understanding others. Do you have the capacity to empathize with other people, who they are, why they are as they are? O dead ba ka lang? Kasi kumisa, in a corporation, this big, we have our own lives. So masyadong dead ba tayo to ano pinagdadaanan ng bawat isa? Dead ba lang? But can we empathize? Ako, before I make an executive decision at the office, I have to talk to the person also. Where are they coming from? Bakit na ganun ang decision nila? Kasi your major decisions is based on where you are coming from. Saan ka ba nanggagaling? Anong value ba pinanggagalingan mo? Bakit yun ang naging decision mo? And the fifth aspect of emotional intelligence is managing others. You can understand them, it's different to manage them. There are people who are very good at that. They're able to calm people who are into fits of anger. They're able to console people who are in extreme grief and despair. There are some people who are very, very good at that. So these 5 are the critical elements of emotional intelligence. And that's why it's a driver to success. You know how one of the first experiments in this was really the marshmallow test, They were giving 4-year-old this marshmallow. Sabi nila, if you don't eat that marshmallow, we'll give you a second marshmallow. 14 years later, they studied the same kids. Those that ate the marshmallow right away were less developed, they had less friends, they were less successful in college. And those who did not eat the marshmallow were more emotionally mature, more successful, had more friends, higher grades. Why? Why would a simple test be so predictive of what you will be when you become an adult at 18 years old? Kasi yung i-grab mo kagad yung marshmallow, that's a sign that you want instant gratification. Yung andyan na, kunin na. Many people who go to government, that's what they go there for, instant gratification. Nakaupo lang yan ng 6 na taon, magpasasa na tayo. Instant gratification. There's no long-term view. Wala. So, kayo, sa mga parents, kung pabayaan ko sa mga anak ninyo, and you're catering to their every whim and fancy, and you're encouraging them to satisfy their instant gratification, kawawa naman sila. They'll not be successful in life. Akala nila everything is for the taking. And you're just destroying their lives.